She was just 17 when she became immortal, skipping down a yellow brick road in ruby slippers. But the girl who played Dorothy lived a life far removed from the magical land of Oz. Behind the smile that lit up movie screens across America, Judy Garland carried secrets that would break your heart. Picture this. It is the 1930s. Families are gathered around wooden radios in tiny living rooms. Swing music from Benny Goodman, the king of swing, is blasting live across the country. That sound becomes America for a minute. It makes people forget how hard the Great Depression feels. Movie palaces are the escape. Golden light outside, velvet seats inside. People line up to see King Kong, a giant ape on top of the Empire State Building. And for 2 hours it feels like the world is bigger than their problems. Then Disney drops Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first full-length animated film in the United States. A cartoon love story that somehow sells out theaters during a time when a lot of families can barely afford dinner. That is how hungry people are for hope. And at the end of the decade, something new hits. A Technicolor fantasy called The Wizard of Oz. A teenage girl follows a yellow brick road and sings over the rainbow. That voice belongs to Judy Garland. To the country, she is an angel. To the studio, she is a product. Because while America is falling in love with Dorothy, Judy Garland is already living through hell. Truth number 1. The studio started drugging her when she was just a child. Born Frances Ethel Gum in 1922, Judy never had a normal childhood. By age 2, she was performing in vaudeville. Her mother pushed her relentlessly. At 12, MGM signed her and changed her name to Judy Garland. But that wasn't all that changed. The studio controlled everything. They told the young girl she was too fat, too plain. Their solution? Pills. Uppers to keep her energized through 18-hour days, downers to help her sleep. She was just a child. If you'll never look at The Wizard of Oz the same way again after hearing that, hit subscribe because the next 9 truths are even more heartbreaking. Truth number 2. They bound her chest and increased her pills to make The Wizard of Oz. In 1939, The Wizard of Oz premiered and Judy became Dorothy, the girl who just wanted to go home. She was a star at 16, but on set, things weren't magical. They bound her chest to make her look younger. The Technicolor lights were scorching. And those pills? The studio increased them. MGM called them vitamins. They were amphetamines and barbiturates, destroying her from the inside out. While America fell in love with Dorothy, Judy was falling apart. Truth number 3. Studio executives called her My Little Hunchback and controlled every aspect of her life. MGM controlled Judy's body, relationships, and entire existence. Louis B. Mayer reportedly called her My Little Hunchback because of her height. They compared her constantly to other starlets, telling her she wasn't pretty enough, thin enough, perfect enough. The pills became her only escape, but also her prison. By her early 20s, she was addicted, yet the studio kept pushing them on her, desperate to squeeze every last dollar from their golden goose. Truth number 4. She married 5 times searching for the love she never had as a child. Judy's romantic life was a revolving door of passion and pain. Her first marriage at 19 to bandleader David Rose ended in divorce. Then came director Vincente Minnelli, father of her daughter Liza. That marriage crumbled under the weight of her addiction. She married 3 more times, always searching for stability and love. Sid Luft, her third husband, gave her 2 more children, but their relationship was volatile and violent. Each failed relationship sent her spiraling deeper. Truth number 5. The studio pitted her against other child stars in a cruel competition. The studio pitted Judy against other young stars, creating an environment of jealousy and insecurity. There was tension with Margaret O'Brien and other child stars. Judy felt constantly compared, constantly judged, constantly replaceable. The pressure was unbearable. She began missing shoots, arriving late, unable to function without her pills. But even as her reliability crumbled, her talent remained undeniable. Truth number 6. After MGM fired her, she staged the greatest comeback in show business history. After MGM fired her in 1950, many thought Judy was finished, but she proved them wrong. She triumphed at the London Palladium with standing ovations. Her 1954 film A Star is Born earned her an Oscar nomination. In 1961, she performed at Carnegie Hall in what many consider the greatest night in show business history. At 39, she was more powerful than ever, proving real talent can't be destroyed. Truth number 7. She was so unreliable by the 1960s that producers couldn't even insure her. As the 1960s progressed, Judy's troubles became impossible to hide. She was fired from multiple projects. A television variety show launched in 1963, but was canceled after one season. Despite earning millions, she was often broke, drowning in tax debt. She could barely get insured for film roles. The woman who once commanded stages now sometimes couldn't remember lyrics or stay upright during performances. The pills had become her master. Truth number 8. Years of addiction left her weighing less than 100 pounds and attempting to end her life multiple times. Years of substance abuse ravaged Judy's petite frame. She weighed less than 100 pounds, her body unable to process nutrition. Liver damage, seizures, and anxiety attacks became regular. She attempted to end her life multiple times, once slashing her throat, other times overdosing. Hospitals became frequent stops. The addiction that started when she was a child had completely taken over. By her mid-40s, she looked 20 years older. Truth number 9. She spent her final years living out of suitcases and calling friends in the middle of the night begging for company. The secrets from Judy's final years are heartbreaking. Friends recall how she would call them in the middle of the night, terrified and alone, begging for company. She lived out of suitcases, staying with friends because she had nowhere else to go. Some nights she performed for tiny audiences, desperate for money to survive. Mickey Rooney later said watching her decline was like watching a part of his own soul die. Truth number 10. She was found alone in a London bathroom at 47, a victim of the industry that made her a star. On June 22, 1969, Judy Garland was found in the bathroom of her London townhouse. She was 47 years old. The official cause was an accidental overdose of barbiturates. Her funeral in New York drew thousands of mourners. James Mason delivered a eulogy that captured the tragedy. She gave everything to her audience, but received so little in return. Judy Garland was a victim long before she became a legend. Remember how we started? A 17-year-old girl skipping down a yellow brick road in ruby slippers, searching for home. Now you know the truth behind that iconic moment. The pills they gave her at 12. The abuse from studio executives, the 5 desperate marriages, the impossible comeback, and the devastating fall. The final years living out of suitcases, calling friends at 3 in the morning, and how it ended, alone in a London bathroom at 47. Dorothy clicked her heels 3 times and said there's no place like home. But Judy Garland never found her home. She spent her entire life searching for it, and that search is what killed her. Now you know what Over the Rainbow really meant to the girl singing it. It was a prayer, a desperate wish to escape. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more untold stories from old Hollywood. Leave a comment below telling us which truth shocked you the most. Judy's voice may be silent, but her story must be heard.